So what have I learned in this month of Destiny 2? Well, we're going to find out and much more in this video. So if you want to see more of my growth, you want to just see my failures, my successes, you want to hear more educational content down the road for Destiny 2 and much more, then be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's just jump straight into all the good stuff. So recently I decided to dip more of my toes into the world of soloing content because I figured, I've come this far, I've made it past that 1,000 hour mark. So, at least I think that I'm capable enough, or at least competent enough to get through the game in a solo format. I've had a great community behind me who's given me great advice and support. So, hey, why not? Let's just jump into it. And lo and behold, I've had my fair share of solo dungeon runs, and I've documented that on stream. For those of you who want to check those out, by the way, they're in the VODs. But one thing I definitely have learned, at least from just this whole entire month, is that soloing content is rewarding, but man, it's taxing. It's really taxing because there's just so much that you have to think about compared to when you're doing it with a fire team that you trust and that you play with perhaps on a daily basis, whether it be your friends or whatever the case may be. Just there's a lot that you have to consider. There's a lot that you have to unravel and document and strategically, consider in soloing content. And I think that's what brings the fun and that brings the excitement. Is it's a test of your own knowledge of the game, but more so it's just a test of your perseverance, because soloing content, for one, is not easy. I'll say it out right now. Like, soloing content is not easy. It took me quite some time to jump into it, but I was willing to take the risk. I was willing to dive in because I felt that the experience that I gained was sufficient enough to at least attempt it. Not to say that I'm, some pro by any means. I still suck, and I'm one of the first to admit that I'm not that great yet. But I can confidently say that I've managed to take that dive, and it's given me a sense of reward in that it's possible. And so when I've completed solo runs of, let's say, Shattered Throne, or I've solo cleared a boss in Spire the Watcher, it feels nice. Like, it feels satisfying to get the job done. But then at the end of it all, when all of your adrenaline is gone, you're just like, man, like, this actually drained the crap out of me. So that's definitely one thing that I've learned this month, is that, while solo content is really, really fun and exciting, it takes a toll on you after a while. So if that's what you want to try and do, if you're watching this and you have attempted to try it, keep going. Like, just have the perseverance to keep going. You'll eventually get there. And there's joy in it too. There's a fun, exciting thrill about it. But don't give up along the way. Just keep going, and eventually you'll find success. Just accept and embrace the reality that the solo content is going to kick your butt and you're going to suck, but that suckiness is going to help you get better down the road. Let's move on. I think with being a content creator, there always comes this expectation of performance and, like, being really good at this said thing on screen for everyone to tune into. And that can really be a lot of pressure. And admittedly, there is pressure at times. And granted, I've been a content creator for over a decade, and still there's a lot of, again, the expectation that you are to be close to perfect as much as you possibly can be. And that in itself, I think, creates a lot more stress than it needs to. But the thing I've learned this month, in spite of all that, is that it's okay. It's okay to be imperfect, and it's okay to to fail and make mistakes along the way, whether you are a, end game specialist in the top 1%, or you're just a casual who's just trying to get their feet wet and try something new for a change. I think all of us as humans can relate to that. And I think being imperfect is totally fine. If anything, I feel like being imperfect is probably better than aiming for perfection, just because we as humans are never perfect. All of us carry our own baggage, and none of us can really truly say we're perfect by any means. And if you do, you probably have more problems than the other person, to be honest with you. But in the end, I just learned that just playing the game and just having a good time and just embracing that path towards your own mastery is what's important. It's all the direction that you're willing to take for yourself. And if people support you along the way, great. If not, well, you can just continue to live and breathe and enjoy your experience uninterrupted, and not, letting the voices of the world around you dictate how you should feel or how you should just play the game. Just enjoy it. Just have fun. So that's definitely one thing I've taken away from this whole month of me playing, is really just the moment you jump into Destiny 2, jump in and just be free. Just free yourself and let things go. And whether you're, aiming for a cool record or whatever the case is, just know that you're imperfect. We're all imperfect, and it's going to take time to get there. So let's just keep moving on. I think many of us have a story to tell when it comes to Destiny 2. This game is so jam-packed full of content that there's really truly nothing stopping you from attempting things and exploring new territory, stepping out of your comfort zone. And if anything, that's taught me that nothing is truly set in stone as far as one's own growth or performance. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about, being a content creator and there being the added pressure of performing on stream and the expectation that you should know what you're doing or whatever the case is. Things are always thrown at you on stream, whether you like it or not. But be that as it may, I think just overall, just in general, not being a content creator, whatever the case is, it's just nothing is truly set in stone as far as how you perform in Destiny 2. Whether you're a PvP enjoyer or you're a PvE enthusiast, at the end of the day, like, nothing is truly set in stone. You might think to yourself, well, I'm prepared, I have the best loadout, I have everything that I know, I did my homework and I examined every position possible, and the game will just tell you, no, not today. Not today. And that's a very, just humbling and very amusing thing to realize, is that there's just a lot of times where you feel like you're prepared for everything and you're not. And you might think that you've put a lot of hours into the game and the game says, well, good for you, but that doesn't really matter because, the game will punish you for a lot of things. And even the smallest things will just kind of throw you off. And so another thing I've actually just come to realize is that the harder I try to do something, it just became more stressful. But then when I just kind of sat back on my chair, one leg up, listening to my, my music and just vibing out, I just found the experience to be more entertaining, and more oftentimes than not, I was actually more successful in my runs, or just anything in general, not just my solo runs, but just content in general. I just felt more at ease when I was just chilling out and not having this exceedingly, overarching type of pressure on my shoulders. It's just, all right, well, I failed and that's just another stepping stone, right? So in the end, those are the three things I think I've learned the most this month. I can't please everybody. I can't. And that's just the ultimate truth. But what I can do is I can enjoy my ride and just not allow the words of society to harm or eat away. And this is just advice for anybody. You know, just enjoy your journey. You know, be the pilot of your own vehicle and just continue to ride. And wherever it takes you, hey, just go with the flow. It's not going to hurt you. And at the end of the day, it's only going to reward you because you're doing it the way that you intended to. And whether you fail, whether you succeed, at the end of the day, the attempt was made. And that's what matters the most, is you tried. So hopefully this has given you some insight as to how I've been experiencing Destiny 2 thus far, and look forward to more content like this on the channel. If you enjoy it, then of course, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. And of course, be sure to be a member. Join the YouTube community, become a member, subscribe on Kick, follow on Kick. And of course, as always, New Warriors, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the Force be with you all, always. All right? Take care, and see you soon. Peace.